What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Elite Dangerous. When we left off in the last episode, we were doing some more mission runs because at this point in the game, for what we're trying to do of getting up to... I forget, but I believe it's midshipman, if my memory serves. In the Federation, to get a better ship, unfortunately, missions seem to be the best way to do that. So as we can see here, most of these are all going to... This one's really weird. 89 Leonis. I don't even know where that is. But there's kind of all these other random ones. I've already got what I could for our typical route. So we have, I think, 3 or 2 for, we all have to go to they're all going to the coal system, like we've been doing, but a couple of them are from the Feds, and a couple of them are from the Alliance, I believe. They don't particularly pay very well, but they're the boom data delivery, so they're pretty decent in the reputation aspect of things, or expansion data. Okay. So let's go ahead and get it going. One thing I wanted to bring up was because I keep coming back to Gorbatko, which is an outpost, I keep getting frustrated with the landing protocols, where I'm playing on the solo mode. I'm not in open play. So all the traffic and stuff is NPCs. So it's kind of frustrating when you go to land, and then you can't land because everything's like, you know, taken or whatever by NPCs. I can understand it when it's players and things like that, because you can't control players. Players are all randomized and they do whatever they want. They're going to sit however they want, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to like solo, it's just like kind of frustrating. Well, incoming missing critical message that's not critical at all, other than to just tell me where I'm going, which I already know. If I can find it on my little chart here. Ah, there you are. Lebedev. So anyways, but I got a comment on my last episode from Philip Hofer? I'm really not sure how to say that, I'm probably saying it wrong. That the FDL classifies as a medium ship, and there's only one medium landing pad. Oh, not watching my speed. There's only one medium landing pad on an outpost. I didn't realize that, and that makes a lot more sense, that if you have any ships that are that size, that have already docked or are already cleared to dock, whatever, you know, that you're not going to be able to land there no matter how many ships are there or not there. So that's a good point that I hadn't realized. And also, apparently, in that same episode, I wasn't really paying attention to what ships were around in the vicinity, but there was a Python and a Type 7 that was in the area. So it's very likely that one of them was taking up the landing bay or something like that. And according to Philip, typically NPCs tend to land and leave or whatever within, I think, a minute or so. So between how many ships are there and cleared to dock and blah, 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 you know, it can take a minute. And sometimes that's why relogging helps, is because the game hasn't like repopulated where all those ships are and what they're trying to do. So I found relogging does help with that if you're dealing with the same thing of getting stuck. I think that helps every now and again. So yeah. On a positive note, though, not that that was a negative note, it's just on a really positive note, I'm actually in a pretty decent mood right now. Because of a couple things. Knock on wood, good Lord, will and river don't rise, all those things that, you know, we say to prevent jinxing. I believe my dog is actually doing pretty good at this point. Like, the sore on his foot thing seems to be gone, he's off the antibiotic, and seems to be leaving it alone. Why am I not in an orbital glide yet, by the way? That seemed like it took a lot longer to me than than normal. Seems like it's taking forever to go into a glide phase. Oh, you know what it is? My my angle's more shallow. That's what it is. I was dropping it at like a 15 degree angle or something. At a 20 you cover more altitude. Or 25. I think is 25 is usually what I think I enter at. Anyways, so he's doing pretty good. At the moment, we're kind of keeping a loose eye on him. Like if he's licking his foot too much or something, you're like, hey, what are you doing over there? But overall, we're kind of at the point where we're leaving him by himself and things now. So I think he's doing pretty good in that regard, which is very nice for me and my mother. We can actually sleep normally, like normal human beings. So that's really cool. The other thing, though, that's on top of that, it's kind of the super icing on the cake, is tentatively, as far as I know, unless there's some factor that I haven't factored in yet, I'm waiting for them to stop talking.
Welcome to this federal port, Commander.
Thank you. Proceed. Yeah, so I believe I'm actually done with the first draft of my book at this point, which is really shocking to me, to be honest. It's kind of like that light at the end of the tunnel you never thought would actually get there type of thing. So yeah, I've been really excited about that. It's really weird and surreal to think that, like, I'm actually... You know, even without the aspect of, like, does it do well or not, it doesn't even matter. It's just like, hey, you actually finished the bulk of it kind of thing. It's just weird. But it is true. So the draft is basically done. My first draft of the bulk content and the main stuff. The things that I have left to do now is going to be... according to my own, like, scheduling thing, my calendar, I'm moving into the rewriting, revision, stuff like that. Not quite editing. Editing to me is kind of like, is this too wordy, or, you know, is this a typo, or is this grammatically correct? It's more like, well, editing. But for me, the revisions and rewrites is more like you go back through and you're like, oh crap, I totally forgot to tell you what this character looked like, or I meant to go into more detail on that, or I forgot this character was supposed to be there, how did he end up there? You know, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm doing at this point, is I'm going to be going back through from start to finish and kind of like filling in and fixing and adding and taking away, in some instances, whatever needs doing. Essentially just whatever needs to be done. I don't particularly think that will last a crazy long time, though, by comparison to the actual writing process. I'm going to go ahead and accept this since we're going back to Neusing anyway. Okay. So let's do this one. And let's do this one. Okay. Oh, baby! This is what I'm talking about. Look at all these boom datas the Neusing. What's up? Alright, we will just accept all the things. I want them all. Except that one. Okay, let's see. Ooh, hold on. Deliver 2 units of polymer. Now, these don't actually hold that much rep or influence, but they make me more money. Since I'm going to Neusing anyway, I might as well take these. Mission failure could lead to a fine. Hostile ships may be sent against you. Meh. I'm not really worried about it. This is going to Cabrera's claim. I didn't really look to see where they were all going. Anything we got here? I'm not going to do the donation ones for the Alliance because it really doesn't serve a purpose, in my opinion. I'm not really trying to rank up with them. Okay, so Lebedev is taken care of. Now, that's the only place I go here, right? It's Neusing that has Gorbatko and then Cabrera. Okay. Okay, so that was successful. how's our rep doing? 83. I think we gained, what, 2% from that? But our Fed updated to where it's gone from 81 to 75.
Ship detach complete. Expedite climb to exit altitude.
Which I'm assuming the drop to 75% over the 81 is actually the game updating. Like, we hadn't gotten any update on our rank since I hadn't done anything over the last week. So then, when you actually go to...
Clear of port confines. Federal flight control signing off.
When you actually basically turn in a rep mission thing, then it's going to give you an update. It's going to, like, force it to recalculate your reputation. So I think that's why ours dropped from, like, 81 to 75. It would be my guess, anyway. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm in kind of the revisions, rewrites, whatever you want to call them, stage. With the money you generously donated, we completed production of the polymers. Be careful out there. Alright, whatever. Now that actually said it was going to Cabrera's claim. No, that's Gorbatko. This one's Cabrera's. We'll do that first. Just in case we get anything that has any kind of... Yeah, okay, all these are Gorbatko. Whoops, and that's bounties. Okay, cool. Oh, we're not at an orbital cruise yet. So, yeah, that I'm hoping won't take as long. I mean, it could take a minute because, in the one sense, when you're doing just, like, I'm just writing to get the story done, you tend to just... I'll go back and fix this later. When you're going back and fixing it, I can see it being more time-consuming as far as, like, how do I really want this to work? Is this enough? That, you know, you can be more detailed, so it could. But I honestly can't see it taking as long, because when you're writing just the bulk draft, just the main meat of it, I mean, that can take a while. Even, like, lately I've been putting in at least a couple hours in every... At least, if I'm being realistic, it's at least been a couple hours every week. And that's like, if I get interrupted and all this kind of stuff, at some point I've been trying to put in more time into it. But for the most part, if I actually have a good week where, like, nobody interrupts me and stuff like that, or wants to go do stuff and things and pulls me away from it, then normally I've been putting in a few hours, like, 3 or 4 times a week. I will say it doesn't sound like a lot, but I've read a lot of articles on, like, tips from established authors and people that have actually gotten successful and become, that's what they do for a living kind of thing. And a lot of them talk about how, like, it's surprising how much that takes out of you to sit there and write for, like, 4 hours. But, so anyways, I'm hoping that within, I'm kind of thinking I'm still on track. Depending on... I've never done this before. I've never tried to release a full-blown novel type thing. I've never even really tried to release any kind of written story or anything. The only writing I've ever done was, like, my own personal notes coming up with the story and things, but I've never publicly actually released any of it. So, I don't know. Like, I've never had something professionally edited and stuff before. So I don't know how long that's actually going to take. You know, it could be one of those you hand it to the editor and they're like, I'll have it done in a week. And you're like, oh, okay. It could be months. I don't really know. So I'm trying to kind of keep optimistic with the scheduling side of things because I'm not really sure how long some of it's going to take. That, and I discussed in the last episode my concern about the cover art and stuff like that. I've never done anything like that of trying to get that point across or anything, so you know, both editing and cover art design stuff, I have no idea how long that process actually ends up taking. So I'm trying not to get too locked into, okay, it'll take a week for this, and then I can be... No, I'm trying to keep that open-ended, but on my end, as far as what I have left to do, I'd like to think that I can maybe be done with it... I'm kind of shooting for the end of October. I'm kind of shooting for a month or so of giving me time to rewrite and add in and change things and stuff like that. So I'm hoping between October and then November, that gives me 2 months to try and get both the revisions, rewrites, and then the editing and cover art done. So somewhere in December is where I'm still thinking I'm on track for that if all goes according to my estimated time frames, which again, I have no idea. So, you know, be on the lookout for more information as that comes about. Because the closer and closer I get done with it, and the more everything's like it's in its final stages and things, then I'm really going to start getting into a bit more. I'll probably even release separate videos on it as far as talking about what it's about and when it's coming out and that kind of thing. So that'll just be one of those things that it'll come as I get closer and more developed with it and stuff like that will be when you'll start seeing more of that. But I will probably be doing, that's one of those keep a eye open, because I will probably be doing entirely separate videos just about the book when it gets to that stage of release kind of thing. Thankfully though, I'm really happy that most everyone that has taken the time to respond about my book stuff when I talk about it in my videos has been very positive about it, thankfully. And not that I really expected it, to be honest, and I don't mean positive as like, you know, I don't mean that to say there's been like negative stuff of like, oh, we're not buying it because, you know, you're a random person that's writing a book thing. I really haven't received any negativity on it or anything like that. I just meant that like if someone took the time to comment on it, it was usually like, oh, this sounds cool and interesting and can't wait to hear more. It wasn't like, okay, you know, that kind of thing. For the most part. So that was really encouraging and very... I was happy about that because it's very... it is kind of random when you think about it. It's like I run like a gaming channel and then like out of the blue a few months ago it's like, hey, by the way, I'm writing a book. You know, I get that it's kind of like not an established person that, you know, is like, this is what I'm doing as an author and stuff. So it's still kind of like Dog Squad was another one where I was very nervous about releasing that because I had never... Most everything was all Let's Play type stuff. It was all just me being me while playing a game. I hadn't really done anything that was... What was that, by the way? Are those little, like, drone fighter things? Or is that some kind of debris? That was weird. Anybody else see those little green... Like, green and black looking... almost like probes. Seemed like they were flying around from like a distance. Or am I just losing my mind? I could be losing my mind. But anyways, for example though, about that, Zoid Industries commented on my last video saying that the book sounded really interesting and couldn't wait to purchase it when it came out. Actually, fun little factoid and kind of a like, not... promotional. That's the word I was looking at. I was going to say early access, and I'm like, no, that's not really an early access thing, but it's more of a promotional thing. I've taken a course, or I've been taking a course on how to, like, market books and things like that when you're self-publishing and you're not going through, like, a standard publishing house, but you're doing it yourself, as to different things you can do and stuff that help promote it and things to avoid and what not to do and blah, blah, blah. And by the way, nothing in that. Is this the only one I had to deliver, by the way? I think it is. Okay, oh. That one we might want to take. That's for call. Okay. Oh, these are follow missions, but I have available missions. Cool. That's one thing I have also neglected to keep an eye on lately, is that I look at the top thing and then just assume these are unavailable, but there's follow-on missions and then there's the availables, so it's important to kind of keep an eye on those. Do we have any... those are going. Might as well. Extra little boost in moolah. Okay, so now we're headed to Gorbatko at this point to turn in the rest of the stuff, and then we'll head back to Call, and probably by that point, if I haven't done any cuts and things, we'll probably be out of time by that point. But anyways, what I started to say about the whole promotional thing is one of the things in the course that I was taking that talked about ways that you can improve your self-publishing stuff is to do a promotional release thing. And what that basically is for new authors where you don't have an established fan base of people, like, you know, I keep bringing them up, but it's a lot like George Martin, Tolkien, Stephen King, well, not Tolkien, but Stephen King, where it's like, hey, they're coming out with a new book, you know, and so people will just buy it because it's them. Like, it's a trusted author thing where it's like, I know I like their stuff, so they're making a new one equates to me buying it. When you don't have that when you're new, and by the way, in case anyone didn't realize why, that was not a Tolkien bash. I just doubt he'll be releasing any new books. So the thing with wait, am I in the wrong? Oh no, I am still in Super Cruise. Okay, I was like, did I not Super Cruise yet? Do I not want to lock on? But so one of the things that it's recommended to do is it'll be releasing on Amazon through like the Kindle store, and predominantly because through the course thing that I was taking and stuff, that seems to be the main market for like ebook type things. In that it's like you can do Google Play and stuff like that, and eventually I probably will, but for the starting release, there's a kind of like a promotional deal you can do with Amazon where it's like you have to be exclusive with them for, I think it's the first 30 days of your release or something like that. But going through that promotional, the first 5 days of launch, if I remember correctly, is you can release it for free. And the reason you would want to do that is, again, to boost viewership and stuff like that, and kind of get it out there, get people knowing about it and talking about it and stuff like that. So, again, I'll be releasing separate videos on this that's all about this stuff as the time gets closer and closer. But for now, it came to mind because of what Zoid Industries had mentioned about, I can't wait to, for it to come out and I'll be ready to purchase it. And actually, if you're quick on the money and you do it within the first 5 days it comes out, you may not even have to purchase it. It'll just be a free download. But it still helps me out because the more downloads you get in the shorter period of time and stuff, it puts you higher up on like sellers lists and things to put you in a more viewable position. It's all marketing strategy stuff, but it's actually a good thing. A lot of people think, well, why would you want to give it away for free? And for one, it's only for the first 5 days as a promotional startup thing. But for the second reason is it gets it out there faster and more noticeable, which then when it switches over and starts being a paid for thing, more people are aware of it. It's basically the short idea behind it is kind of the, that's the ballpark type strategy behind it is viewership type of thing. You want as many people to see it as you can type of thing. So yeah, for all of you that are watching my channel and stuff and keep up on it and are interested and all that kind of stuff, again, if you didn't, don't worry about it because I'll be making more definitive videos about all that stuff later. But just keep that in mind that if you're quick, you won't even have to pay for it, and you'll still be helping me out. So if you want to support the channel and stuff, but are like, I don't know if it's my cup of tea, you can just download it anyway. Even if you don't read it, it'll still help me with the overall awareness type thing. But yeah, it's very exciting and very weird at the same time to be in that kind of situation. Mainly just because it's kind of one of those where, like, I never really thought I'd actually get there. It was like, yeah, this is just something I do, but it'll never really happen, kind of thing. So now that it's actually kind of one of those, hey, I'm done. I'm in the, like, editing and hey, look at that, we got it first try. It's just been a good week so far, So, yeah, but yeah, since I talked so much about the book in the last episode, I kind of wanted to bring that up, and I know I've kind of talked mostly about that in this episode as well. But that's just kind of some of the stuff. Again, with the lack of bounty hunting and stuff, and since we're just doing missions, they're not really that entertaining to watch. So I'm trying to kind of just use it as a time to discuss some things while we're doing the monotonous, tedious activities type of thing. And hopefully at some point I can get to a scheduling point where I can actually do some of this off camera. But honestly, I've said that so many times and had it not happen that I wouldn't want you guys actually expecting it and or waiting for it, because it probably won't. It's just I'm one of those people that I'm a weird person that even when I'm not quote unquote doing anything, I'm always doing something. And by that I mean doing nothing equates to getting caught up on that show that I'm behind on, or trying to platinum some game that I rented or something like that, or just that I've been playing and still haven't platinum or something. Like, there's always a goal in mind. It's not just like some people that lay around on the couch and just, flip through Facebook or mess with your phone. To each their own. I said I'm a weird person. Not that that's inherently a bad thing. It's just I can't do it. I'm like, I gotta be doing like 6 different things at once. It was actually funny the other day. I was watching a live stream while playing a game while messing with another game, like on my tablet or something on my desk kind of thing, and it was one of those, and my dad walked in to tell me something, and he was like, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just, I just do." It's like, I'm a multitasker, what can I say? I do think some of that is inherently, I don't know, that's an interesting one. I think being able to do stuff like that does have to do with the person. Like, I've known some people that just weren't good at multitasking, kind of thing. But I've also known a few people that, like, didn't... It's weird. I don't know if that's kind of one of those nature or nurture things. I don't know if it's like you didn't always, but you can learn how to, or if that's just something you're just good at doing. You know what I mean? It's like, I never really noticed it before. Ooh, we got another delivery thing. How lucky would it be if all of these are going to the same place in Cole? I think that is, because there's only one station in Cole, isn't there? Incoming mission critical message. Incoming mission critical message. Go here and do this thing. What are we up to? Ooh, 90%! We might actually get a rank up in this episode. That'd be cool. Alright, well with that, let us head out. Yeah, it's gotta be all to the same place. Actually, truth be told, if that one mission to Cole that we got that was a follow-on mission isn't a scan thing. Boom data, expansion, planetary scan. Okay, it is. Locate the point of interest in the Cole sector. Okay, so we may actually have to bring that one back. That sucks. I might do that off camera, actually. I got a little distracted there. I don't even remember what I was... Oh, the multitasking thing. Speaking of... One thing, for example, though, I've never inherently been bad at that. Like, couldn't focus on multiple things. But I noticed it a lot more. Like, I got way more... way more better. Yeah. I'm a writer. No, it got way more pronounced. Like, I noticed it a lot more. I was doing a lot more drastic examples of it after I went to school for programming. And I think that's because programming kind of... I've joked with people before about if you can't multitask or you can't learn how to multitask, then you're probably not going to be a programmer, because it's one of those things where it's like there's a lot going on with programming. You have to think of it from multiple different angles. This class is talking to this class, but when you feed it back to that one, it's going to be doing, you can get into multi-threading where these are happening at the same time and stuff like that. So it's definitely an algebra and multitasking type thing. If you can't figure out formulas and you can't figure out how to multitask, probably not going to have a good time as a programmer. That's just my experience in it anyway. Some may say otherwise, but in my experience, that's kind of the way that it worked. Anyways, though, I got kind of sidetracked on the multitasking side of things, but I was talking about the surrealness of releasing something, and I started to bring that up with Dog Squad of, oh wait, you know what? I should probably, hold on. Oh, crud. Oh well, we'll do this while we're right here. I just realized I went to this planet without doing the scan of the local nav beacon to find out where that other one was. I was just thinking I had to come here. Crap. Oh well, so I might have a couple of things to do off camera. But yeah, so that was one of the concerns I had with Dog Squad, was everything else had been kind of like just me doing Let's Play type stuff. That was the first scripted example of writing and stuff like that, which... Okay. My controller's freaking out. Hold on. Okay, so this is a weird hiccup. Optional time... Okay, so these I think were optional things. This one says that our destination for the delivery has changed. So, that's interesting. And this one, I think, is where we're supposed to be going for the scan. I'm not sure what happened there, by the by. Let's see where we're at. We're still above the orbital cruise altitude, so we haven't dropped into the glide yet. Or have we? Oh, we're not in an orbital cruise state anymore, I don't think. This is really kind of weird. Let's see. I wonder if I unlock... I can try... Okay, so I can go into an orbital cruise. Or a super cruise. Boy. I don't know where the escape vector is. Let's do this. Oh boy, this is a weird one. Yeah, I don't know what happened. My controller just died, and it's plugged in. I don't get that one. I had it set for... normally the way I do it all the time, and somehow it just didn't want to work at this point for some reason. Alright, there we go. Now we're in a glide. Cool. That was really weird. What is this? Oh, it's still telling me where my goal target is. It's fine. Yeah, so that was very, 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 very weird. Sorry about that. That was very abrupt and unexpected. Alright, cool. Whew, so that was strange. Alright, so, as I was saying before I was so strangely interrupted, I won't even say rude, because that was just weird. Like, I get, you know, if you're running a Bluetooth controller and the battery dies, but I was running it in Bluetooth, but I had it plugged in, and before it did, like, it had the little thing blinking like it's charging, so it was like charge while you're using. I do it all the time. And it just, like, all of a sudden all the lights flashed, and then it went dead, and I hit the button and nothing happened, and I'm like, so it died while it was plugged in? That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, that was weird. That was very, very weird. Anyways, as I was saying, the whole Dog Squad thing was a little leery for me, though, because it was the first time I'd actually done any kind of, like, well, some semblance of writing. I mean, we wrote the story and stuff like that. Now, admittedly, a lot of you guys don't know what we're planning. We're still in the development of the second season. We still have to get all the audio recorded. We're almost done with that. And then it goes into the video editing and all that stuff. Season 2, in my opinion, is way better than the first one, or Yeda, put together. We did a lot better, different, whatever stuff kind of thing. So I'm personally much happier with 2. Unfortunately, none of you guys have actually managed to see it. So that's kind of on me and us as a development team kind of thing. Like, we haven't really been able to put the time into it that we wanted to. As some of you are aware, at one point I was thinking of converting it to 3D, and I still am, but I don't think it's going to work for this particular season. Oh, this is cool. There's no place, but yet... Oh, you need horizons to be here, but yet it doesn't actually go to anywhere but here. That's interesting. I would do that if it was an alliance. If it was actually the feds, I would do that. And I'm not picking up any more missions because we're already running low on time, and I don't know... I might even just cancel these last 2. Your destination has been changed. Make sure... Where is it? In Natus? I don't even know where that is. Yeah, no. I'm probably going to cancel that one. We haven't scanned the place before. That's a big payout, but honestly, I just don't really know about... Actually, that one we might do. How close am I to a level up? 94? I don't know. I think I might call it here, actually, and I'm going to take the penalty for that one, I think. But yeah, so really excited about that. Again, it's not in the moment kind of thing. Like, it's still going to be a couple months before I really get out anything that you guys can really sink your teeth into. Once I get the cover art thing, though, I might start posting videos with that so you guys can kind of see what the cover art's going to look like and stuff as I'm talking about. My plan is to do at least one video that's kind of an expanded back of the cover type thing, or where you'd flip the book over and read the back and it kind of gives you the summary. I will probably be doing an expanded video about that. Like, once I get the cover art done, it'll be like, here's the cover art and here's what it's about and kind of thing, and go into a little bit more depth than you'd get on the back of the cover, so you guys have a better understanding of the book. I'll also probably be doing videos around the release, as far as like, hey, it's going to be released next week, hey, it's out, hey, it's free right now, hey, it's up, you know, all those types of things, just so everybody's in the loop. Because it is one of those things that I want to get out there and get everybody to know about, and I do have 9,500 plus subscribers, so that's a lot of people that, you know, hopefully are paying attention to my stuff. So anyways, with that, I think we're going to wrap things up here for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.